In this episode, I will be converting an N-gauge Class 4 shunter to DCC. Stick around. Hi. After recently successfully converting this Class 4 to DCC, I decided to show you how I did it by converting a new one I just bought, but this time a green one. So I'm going to start with removing the body. Actually, I'm going to show you how to remove the body and take it from there. Until then, I took the liberty of removing the screws already, but this is where they are located, in these four corners here, and these are the difficult ones. They're behind the wheels here in the very corner. Let me see if I can show you better. There's one there. Focus the camera on there. Here and here. Let me see. There's the hole left. And there are the other two in the front. You will also find these in there. The screwdriver tends to get, they tend to get in the way of the screwdriver. You might have to bend them slightly out a bit to get them out of the way to line up with the screw there, like I did. But you can always bend them back later. Anyway, that's cosmetic stuff. These are the screws. Hang on a minute. Yep, super tiny. Okay, there's four of them. Careful where you put them. Don't think you're going to find spares very easily for it. Anyway, now to remove the body, what I can suggest is, because it happened to me already and I had to fix it, you're going to have to grab the chassis by the wheels, but be very careful for these push rods here, because if you squeeze too tight, you could damage them. So what I suggest is at least grab them from the middle wheels. This way you're making pressure onto the rivet and not in between the wheels where it's hollow. So gently wiggle the chassis until it comes out. And there you are. Body and chassis split apart. So now I'm going to explain a bit about the wiring task ahead. Be right back. So this is the front part of the locomotive here, and this is where most of the wiring will be done. I can't get in too close. Let me try zooming like this. Okay, this is better because I was getting out of focus before. So what you need to do is this black wire here. We're going to completely remove this. Have to keep in mind where you remove this from. So you have this tab here in the top right corner, and we are going to also need, you see this metal flap here. Hang on a minute, I'm out of focus. There. You see this here? Where I bend that away. And that was touching onto the move it away. Okay, that was touching this metal tab here. This is the other pole for the motor. So in my case, decoder, okay, we're going to use the orange and the gray, and we're going to connect them. We're going to solder them to where this black wire is here, and not to the flap, this little metal here, no, but to the tab on the motor here. We're going to have the orange and the gray. It doesn't matter which side you put them. And so I'm going to start with these. That means I'm going to remove this. That wire is connected to this nut here with a bolt on it. Okay, I'm going to eliminate this. There's a little metal tab there. There you are, little brass tab where the black wire is soldered to it. And I will be soldering the black wire on this. Okay, and the red will be soldered to the metal tab here, this little flap here. Okay, and I will put some heat shrink on this to stop it, because originally this was meant to hit and touch this tab here. Well, now we have to avoid that, so I'm going to put some heat shrink on it, so if it goes back up again when I put the body on, it's insulated, they don't make contact. Okay, so first I'm going to start with removing this wire and fitting the decoder in place, in the correct place, so the decoder fits inside the cab. That's where the decoder will go, the only place for it. Okay, so let me start with that and I'll show you. As you can see, I wedged in the decoder inside the cab. There are a couple of ways you can put this in, but I find this is the best way. When you put the wires facing forward on the body, they are, I find it the best way for anything not to show, because if you turn it sideways, the decoder, it fits easier, but then on one side you'll have the wire showing, and between the white and the red and orange it shows a lot. So I found this is for me this is the best way, and I'm going this way. So next thing you do is you put the body on like this temporarily, and you hold down the wires. Hang on, put the body like this, 90 degrees from the back to the back of the chassis, like this, and then put the wires onto the motor like this and hold them in place. Now you can put a piece of tape over the wire. Hang on. Now you can put a piece of tape over all 4 wires here to secure the location, and now you know the length of wire you need between the secure location and the decoder. So then you can cut off the extra. Okay, when I put the tape on here, you see it very clearly why I am doing this. At the moment it's very fidgety and it's so small, my finger is taking up most of the picture at the moment, so I can understand if you're a bit confused. Let me get to the next stage and you will understand me. Be right back. Okay, I've unsoldered that little brass tab that was fastened to the chassis with that bolt and nut. Okay, it's that small, be careful. And I have also secured the wires in position. I left enough length here of wire so I can feed the decoder back into the body, into the cab, and I left out the black wire obviously because that is going back here, so it doesn't need to go to the front. So I'm going to fasten, I'm going to solder first the black to that little brass tab. Alright, then I'm going to secure that in place onto the chassis, and it will be my first feed from the track that will be done. I have to cut the black wire short enough for it to reach from where the decoder will be in the body, but not too long that it will be all knotted up and it will take up a lot of space inside the cab, which I cannot afford. So step by step, one wire at a time. Okay, and here it is done. The decoder is here at the back, obviously. It will go inside the cab. I left enough wire to do that. I held down the wires with a bit of tape over the motor, and I make sure that the cables are flat, not crisscrossing under the tape, to keep that level as low as possible because of the very limited space that we have under the body. I connected the black, as I said here. Let me see if I can turn it without losing focus. There, on the ball there, and it's soldered back in place. And on the front, let me hit the focus. Okay, on the front I connected, like I was telling you, the orange going to the motor over here, the grey going to the motor at the bottom, and the red going to that little flap, which is now insulated with a bit of heat shrink to stop touching that connection there. Okay, and the black obviously is at the back. The black and the red are coming from the track through the decoder, and the grey and the orange feed the motor. I eliminated the blue, yellow and white, which are lighting. There's no room for lighting on this. The next step is going to be let's give it a little spin. Just want to move it back and forwards and put the right ID in it. It's still set to default. Let me do that first. And here it is coming down the track. Like I said, it's still set to default, ID3. I will be changing this to 4-digit to go along with the same format as the others. So hopefully it doesn't stop because of a dirty track, or wheels most probably in this. But let's see, slow. For shunting, that's good. Full speed. I've limited it. No, not yet. I haven't done it yet. No, this shouldn't go fast. So this is it for now. Next step will be to fit the whole thing inside the body. Then I'll show you the finished product. Until then. And here it is, ready. Listen to that onto the wood. Anyway, so this is another class 4 working on DCC. Very pleased with the outcome. It was fun doing it. It's not that difficult. It's challenging, you know. I mean, if you know a good priest, not a friend of the family, preferably, I'd give it a go, because you might need him. But there it is. These little locomotives. They are so cute. So nice in scale. Okay, so until the next one, which will be an 08, but I don't have to show you that. Have a nice day.